wanting to get back to this site, the 1866 coin site, the demo, and so today's the day. Alright, let's see what we find when we get there. Alright, just got a bullet shell. It's now 7:59, it's nearly 8 o'clock in the morning. Got a signal for a bit of metal rust. It turned out to be rusty, but right underneath, as I dug in, I just brought up this bottle. I'll have a better Dinosan's, property of Dinosan's proprietary limited. Don't know what it is, but that's cool, I'll take that. Okay, I just found another one, the same type of bottle, I'll show it later. Okay, now last time I went up and down like this. Now this time I'm crisscrossing like that. Found another shell which I missed before in the 70s. CAC. Okay, I got my first pre-decimal on this site now, right near the road, near the path. It's a 1950 kangaroo penny. Which is better than the kick in the guts. I've just moved away from the penny and I've just got this 1 cent sticking out of the ground. As you can imagine, when I first saw this I thought, wow, silver, but no. This is not bad for a site that I've already hunted very poorly. It's a Mark 6 303 round. The ground's been very kind to that. Right. Got a 77 here. Absolutely slamming some kind of piece of copper brass fitting, piece of copper pipe. Well, Dinky Di, this one's for you. Come back to the 1866 site and I have hammered it, and I am hammered. That's it for me, I'm not coming back here again. Alright, let's go for the round. Okay, Dinky Di, well, let me tell you, I went back to the 1866 site, and as you said, I went wide open, no discrimination, and I hunted and hunted probably for a few hours, a couple of hours in the dark, and then into the light of day. So these are the finds, just odd bits of sheet metal. I wouldn't say I dug totally everything, because anything under 35, it's just giveaways that it's metal, steel. But a couple of odd steel things. You've got bits of metal, brass fittings, tin lid, copper pipes, rusty steel, odd bits of rusty steel, can slaw up the back there. I found this squashed steel can, which I thought was quite cool, the Coke can. I haven't seen one of them for years. Even when I started to wash it, it started to rot and fall apart, so I left it like that. I think it's come out in quite a cool pattern. Bottle caps, spoon. Found these are quite modern, and looks like you tighten them up, you put them in a hole or a pole or something, and they tighten up and the rubber expands and blocks off the hole. So I found 2 of them. I did find retic stuff as well, but I just left it. Who cares? All bits of copper and brass items. Door, latch, electrical. This is for the earth bonding to the earth stake or the water pipe. That's the same as brass. Bits of brass, quite solid. Assortment of hooks. This is actually like a little bit of brass that has numbers on it, and then just a whole heap more of the brass items. All odd bits, nails galore, pull tabs, baby doll shoe, a little dolphin button. These odd rocks that were ringing up pretty high, but they seem to be maybe melted or steel or something, I don't know. These tarpaulin loop type things. Got a .22 bullet shell there. I can get the thing to freaking zoom. There we go. I'll get onto that in a minute. I've got more other stuff. Just all fixings, cabinets. This is from a PowerPoint, an old style PowerPoint. So I know what that is. That's a curtain runner. I've seen them before. All sorts of odd things. When I find these bits of copper, sheet copper, they're all squashed up. I've folded them out so you can see the shapes that they've cut out of them. So yeah, that's always interesting. Got the blobs ringing up quite high. No idea what they are. And I've got a chisel, which was kind of cool. There wouldn't be any names stamped in that, I wouldn't think. Don't know, could be wrong. But found that when I was going back to the car, just on the verge down the road. It says Pierce here, then lever open. So somebody's pierced it and levered it open. I don't know what it is, car oil or something. Under the same tree I found like a petrol cap for a car. Old style petrol cap. Get to the things that I've put aside as the special finds from the site. This to me is kind of a mystery item. It has a screw there that can be adjusted, as you can see. I have a feeling I've seen this before. It could be something electrical. I'm not sure. It has like a adjustment on the end as well. Any ideas on that will be... It's just interesting. It's obviously for something. I just don't know what. But yeah, that's kind of an interesting one. I'll put this aside. This is just these rang up quite high. It doesn't seem to be lead. Oh, I just broke it. It could be lead. And there's nothing on it, but it's all cut to a size. It's very rough. There's two parts to it which I've put there, but I don't know what it is. That just stands out for me. Oh, I just broke it. Found this brace. It says OB braces. Right in the early part of the hunt, I was finding stuff in the dark and I was getting a quick glimpse at it, but I just didn't worry too much. I was conscious of time and just threw this in the bucket, and afterwards I cleaned it up and look, it's like a fireman to me. It's either a fireman, he's got one of those big hats on, or it's one of the guards like at Buckingham Palace. You can see red on his shirt, red and black. Oh no, sorry, red. You can see the red, so he could be a fireman, or he could be a man who sits on the horse riding around at Buckingham Palace with that funny helmet. I'm sort of leaning towards fireman, but I could be wrong. Definitely a man. It's cast, and arms and head and everything else, so pardon my nails. So yeah, you can see his eyes. We get to see his face. So that was kind of cool, and I'm just finding things and putting them in the bucket once I got the target. Through the site, I found 5 bullet shells. 4 I've sort of cleaned up. 3 have cleaned up really good, and I will identify them. Now, the next thing I found is Colgate & Co. shaving stick, New York, USA. It's a squash can I found right near the verge, a stilo to bring up those letters for you. So that's kind of a cool find. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1-cent coins, 2, 3 2-cent coins. That one's very badly chomped. Now, we did get a 1950 kangaroo penny, as you saw. Modern 20 cent. The one thing that sticks out to me is I found this. It's very thin. It's in the shape of a coin. Seems to be copper. Now, I don't think there's any great risk. I think I can see stuff on it. It might be a coin. I don't think there's going to be anything lost by giving this a go with the stilo. See what I can see. Don't know. It's very thin. Now, for all the bottle hunters out there, as you saw, I found these two bottles and I've cleaned them up. I've left the, it seems to be like a adhesive, and it says this bottle is the property of Diocesan's Proprietary Limited, and I cleaned them up. They've cleaned up quite nice, in good condition. And what's cool about these is they are meant to be the same, but they aren't even the same height. This one has a narrow neck, that has a thicker neck, and this is the early style of blowing the bottles. There's the lock creases of the moulds. You can see heaps of bubbles in there. I worked in a glass bottle manufacturing company for a long time, and probably 3 years, and these would be rejected these days. The necks, different sizes, etc. There's bubbles in it. So it's a miracle these things have lasted. Alright, that's it from me, and hope you enjoyed that, and bye for now. Alright guys, just a quick little bit of history and information about the .303 rounds, ammunition rounds. There were 7 versions of the .303 ammunition. The Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, Mark 5, Mark 6. Now, the one we're focusing on, because of the ones I've found, they are Mark 6. Now, Mark 6 rounds commenced being made approximately from April or May 1906 through until January 1918 at either the New Zealand or the Australian factories. The company that made them was the CAC, Colonial Ammunition Company,